from the perspective of Beyond the Crucible, I think this story highlights two of the biggest things that we all need to bounce back from a crucible. That is, one, a mindset shift. This didn't happen to me; it happened for me. And two, fellow travelers, people who will push you to persevere, because just learning the lessons of your crucible doesn't make the journey ahead of you stone free as you're walking the path, right? There's still stumbling blocks. There's still things that happen. So having a fellow traveler there who can lift you up, help you move forward, encourage you, share the journey with you is pivotal. So I think this story, what we've talked about here about Franklin Delano Roosevelt, is a masterclass in what Beyond the Crucible is all about, right?
Yeah, it's such a good point, Gary. I mean, as you well said, we need two things. We need the mindset shift, and we need fellow travelers. Fellow travelers can't help you unless you're willing to make the tough decision. I will not be defined by my worst day. I'm going to shift my mindset. My body may be paralyzed, but I'm not going to let this defeat me. You have to have that mindset shift. But having had that mindset shift, we need all the help we can get, because there will be days in which we think, why bother? There've got to be days when he's making that walk down the driveway, people have written him off, and he's thinking, gosh, what's the point of writing that next magazine article? I mean, is there really any point, Eleanor, going all across New York State speaking? And Louis Howe probably said, Franklin probably would have said, Mr. Roosevelt, I don't know if he called him Franklin or not, but, I believe in you. Eleanor believes in you. Your message is too important. The nation needs you. There will come a time when, you'll have an opportunity in politics again. Just keep at it. Trust the process. Trust yourself. So I'm sure there were days when he needed that. There were probably days in the White House when, things were not going easy, when maybe it was tough to get legislation through. And I'm sure there were days when Louis Howe said, Mr. President, we'll find a way. We'll get this done. We have to get this done. The people need help. We'll find a way. We'll talk to the right senators and, people in Congress and the House, but we'll figure out a way to get this legislation through. So I'm sure there were days in which he needed Louis Howe. So both of those things, we all need a mindset shift. The people are going to be with us in the trenches or when things are at their darkest and can say, you know what, we'll figure this out. We'll get through this. We can do this. You can do this. We'll do this. You need both a mindset shift and somebody in your camp like a Louis Howe. I mean, it's hard to think of fellow travelers as great as Louis Howe. He's got to be one of the greatest fellow travelers in history. I'm sure that Franklin Roosevelt would have said that.
Fellow Traveler Hall of Fame right there. We can call
exactly.
it the Louis Howe Fellow Traveler Hall of Fame.
Well said.
Copyright Beyond the Crucible.